So at the end of the last round, Soloss asked you guys who you thought was in charge, who runs the show with Soloss. And here are some of the answers that we received.
Haley and Clarence.
Obviously.
You guys.
Us.
I don't really see a power structure. Sarah. I see her as the primary designer and the most educated, so likely an expert.
I'm going to say the funders, because that's who asks for the data.
We need to be more transparent. And lastly,
we do. Everyone influences it.
We love that idea that everyone in the Soloss network really has influence and power over what Soloss is and becomes. You know, you've all been involved in Soloss as this prototype or experiment to see what's possible in the community care of grief and loss. And those of us that have been kind of behind the scenes on the backbone team, we've been thinking about where is Soloss going, and not just how do we help each other through periods of grief and loss, but really our very relationship to Soloss itself. And we've been feeling that Soloss is far more like a network, a non-hierarchical collection of really groovy individuals with a shared desire to connect with each other as we make sense of this human experience of loss.
We invited many of you who have been involved with Soloss in the past to come and join us and imagine with us during a few weekends in February and March. After that, we felt that there was enough interest to move forward with experimenting with a network model. So this year we are testing two things, both Soloss in the context of encampments and some approaches to distributed decision-making. This is an invitation to experiment with us as a Soloss decision maker.
There are lots of different opportunities to contribute to decision making over the next 4 months, and we hope that there's something that will interest everyone and the right size involvement for your level of desire and your constraints. But warning, we almost certainly will not get this right the first time. It's about learning. So we want to hear what works for you and what doesn't work for you. And that's the only way we're going to learn as a community. Always feel you can give us feedback, okay?
So what types of offers can you expect from being part of the Soloss Network Slack? Number 1, you can be a part of learning opportunities, such as workshops and webinars. Number 2, you can be a part of organizing celebrations, exhibitions, or on-the-ground activities. Number 3, you can help us find people who might enjoy the idea of Soloss and spread the word. And last but not least, you can also be a part of a working group to help shape what the next cohort of loss tenders looks like and help share your input as to where Soloss should scale next. So help us shape the present and future of Soloss.
First things first, we would like to keep in touch using the platform Slack. Please click the link in our email for an invitation to our Soloss Network Slack channel. If you've never used Slack before, don't worry. If you're feeling a bit rusty, please just reach out to our team for any type of tech assistance. We're happy to help. Also, make sure that you set your notifications for how you want them to reduce any type of frustration. The first opportunity to get involved is in a few weeks. So join the Soloss Network channel as soon as possible. Yay!
So why would you want to join us? Well, maybe it's just us, but we really feel like there's something special with Soloss. And across the 2 rounds of prototyping, some of the words that loss tenders and sharers have used to describe Soloss have been magical, dreamy, precious, sacred, golden nuggets. And we think that comes from working together to follow our desires to make something happen by putting ourselves out there, being a bit vulnerable, really being able to create things that have some joy and delight in them. And that's the spirit that we really want to keep going with Soloss. And that, for us, means not becoming a standard nonprofit, not having a traditional board of directors, not having a hierarchical structure with an executive director. It really means us trying something quite different, where we're all decision makers, everyone that's part of the network having a role to play in shaping how it operates and where it goes. And we're curious about really how we can bring those non-hierarchical ways of organizing into being. And we really hope you'll join us.